What's going on, fam? This is Jay Cameron inviting you to join us in Ethiopia next March 2025. And this is going to be an iconic trip that you don't want to miss, a trip of a lifetime. We're going to be visiting Addis Ababa, Gondor, Lalibela. You'll have a chance to taste the amazing Ethiopian food. You'll also have a chance to visit the Rastafarian community. You'll get the history, you'll get the fashion, you have an opportunity to shop. It's going to be a trip, an experience of a lifetime. So make sure you sign up to join us in Ethiopia, March 2025.
Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
At African Diaspora News Channel, we cover stories that don't receive mainstream attention, and we serve as the voice to the global Black community. We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media, connecting the African diaspora one story at a time.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back. We are back. We are back. It is Monday, July 15th. And, I've been out for a week or so, as you well know. We had Hurricane Beryl that came through the Houston area, Category 1 hurricane. Wasn't really supposed to hit over here. And it turned this way, hit. And usually a Category 1 hurricane isn't bad. It's just, it is what it is. Now, Category 2 and above, that's something. But Category 1 usually is all right. Well, what caused the problem was, as we explained before, the power company, CenterPoint Energy. They didn't have enough people here at all. On top of that, they had a lot of people come from out of town, but they didn't want to pay for the lineman's hotel. They didn't want to pay for their food. And they didn't want to negotiate on the price for these men to get to work, right? So that's another thing that's come out about this debacle that's happened down here in the Houston area. So, Greg Abbott and all them talking about they want to report on their deaths by July 31st. They said if it's not, what they think it is, and CenterPoint Energy probably gonna get ran out of Texas for that because they should have had enough people here, period. I've said this before, at least you got 50 miles out of a hurricane, you know how many days it is, it's probably gonna get here, you need to already have everybody staged and ready to go. But hey, some people still don't have lights from what I'm hearing. We got ours back Thursday evening, actually. So that's what happened with that. Of course, I lost all my food, so, oh man, I was three bags of food that I had to throw away. I'm talking about them big black trash bags because I had to throw out the stuff out the deep freezer, the fridge, my regular freezer. Then my wife actually had she has another freezer and a fridge that she had because when she was, at least still baking cakes at home. Now she got the cake shop, and shout out to my wife for that. She just recently opened up the cake shop in Missouri City. If you are in Missouri City and you would like to go visit the cake shop and get you some, cupcakes, wedding cakes, whatever you would like to go, you can go to Sweet Extravagance Cake Shop and get you something. I was actually working the cake shop this weekend, so you never know. You may end up seeing me behind the counter working. I wear all kind of hats. I'm wearing this hat, and I may be behind the register sometime. You never know with me. But with that being said, we here. We're gonna talk about this attempted assassination on former President Trump that happened Saturday. I will go a certain place in this commentary. Some of you may not like it. I don't care. I just have to speak my truth and my piece, right, on this situation. Now. I've been watching the chat as y'all been having discussions and all of that, and that's what some of y'all do, right? And that's fine. God bless y'all. So let's go ahead on and get to. Let me start the week off right. And let's go ahead on and get. There we go. All right. Devotion time. I know y'all missed that last week.
Hey guys, it's Super Mayor Tiffany A. Henry, the people's mayor. Y'all forget I am the leader. They want to hear from the mayor. If y'all ain't learned that yet. The mayor, not the trustees that don't do nothing, that only run their mouth. Y'all don't do no work, no work.
What is that?
No comment. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Y'all black. Y'all are black. And y'all sitting up here beating and attacking on a black woman that's in power. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves.
So this is what it's all about, guys. They don't want a black person in power. They don't want a woman in power. You don't, if you ain't seen that yet. And someone so young. Everybody gotta understand, God give you what you can handle. That's what God give you. He ain't gonna give you more than that. As long as you can stay the course, fight the fight, and keep going, that's what we're gonna do here at Thornton Township.
Clerk, what are you doing? You out of order. You out of order. Did I call the roll? Did I say call the roll? I'm still speaking. You're out of order, Clerk Key. You out of order, Clerk Key. Like, stop. Y'all out of order. Everybody want to run stuff. Y'all don't run this house over here. Stop, please.
So now you have to listen in order to learn. Remove her. Remove her.
Go tell that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the super mayor. I know y'all missed her last week. When I had some internet signal, because that was the crazy part. Not only did didn't have lights, the internet and the cell phone service was knocked out. That's the first time that's ever happened. I've never seen the internet or the phone service be knocked out like that. So I had to drive certain areas just to even get internet service. So I was just trying to check. Even when I did live stream from my car last week or so, I had to drive to a location where we was catching signal and park right there. And I wasn't the only one. It was a bunch of people parked where they had the lights on, using the internet and making calls with your cell phone. So yeah, that situation's crazy. I will tell y'all this: if you live in any hurricane zone, no matter what state you're in, invest into a Generac. That's that generator that powers your whole home and is ran off of natural gas. Now, I know in unincorporated areas you may have to use propane, but it's ran off of natural gas. And if you have that thing, it don't matter what the power go down, you good. It's running, right? The only thing I will say, what I learned about that Generac, because my cousin actually had a Generac, because we ended up going to her house because she had it. And that was her first time even running it like that. And so we found out if you have one, every 48 hours, check the oil, because it shut down on low oil pressure. And they have I think it's 5W30 synthetic oil it uses, and they'll tell you it's for natural gas engines. So you just fill it back up, boom. They'll tell you, the technician, when you go out, when they'll tell you which one you need. But I would say get a little bit, go to the next one up. So if you need the one to say 15, well, it's mostly 15,000 kilowatt hours, go to 20. If they say you need 22, go to 30, just in case you start running a bunch of things on top of that. So yeah, I would say invest in that if you're gonna stay in a hurricane zone. If not, you can move away from a hurricane zone and you don't have to deal with that. Now, this stuff happens every 7-8 years or so. Over here, it's not a constant. So there you go. All right, let's get into the story with President Trump, former President Trump. He was at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, as most people know, and he was doing his rally, his speech, and someone started taking shots at President Trump. I've seen even in the chat, some people said that was staged. I said, okay, now y'all done became Alex Jones now. Immediately became Alex Jones. Now I know good and well, if y'all becoming Alex Jones all of a sudden real quick, I'm like, bro, I thought Alex Jones and that type was on another section. Now y'all doing it. Y'all didn't became Alex Jones, but we'll get to that. So when I see things that happen like this, I'm quickly looking at video. I'm quickly trying to download things because, things get scrubbed. People start taking down things. So I immediately say, hey, let me download this interview. Or even if they interview with a mainstream platform, sometimes get rid of it, right? Now, for what I've been finding out, we can't play the video with the guy who actually did the shooting. He's a 20-year-old white male. I'm going to repeat that again. A 20-year-old white male named Thomas Crooks is the one that did the shooting. He made a video, said how he hated hated Republicans and hated Trump. But the interesting thing, when they did a background on him, he donated to Biden on his inauguration day, which was strange because people don't donate money on inauguration day to no political candidate because they're not even asking for money no more. That's number one. 8 months later or so, I think 8 months later or so, 9 months, he registers as a Republican in that same year. And I'm like, okay, how you donate to Biden, but now you're registering as a Republican, and then you're making a video that you hate Republicans and you hate Trump. How does that work? And I'm sitting here thinking, man, something up with this. This isn't. I'm sorry, if somebody say the lone wolf thing, in my opinion, I don't believe it at this point. And I'll just get to why I say I don't believe it when I play certain videos, that if they tell you this is lone wolf, because I just got some questions. I have questions, that's all. I have questions. Now, we know if you saw reports, they say that President Trump, if he wouldn't have turned his head the way he turned his head, that would have been it. So the bullet that nicked him on the ear would actually, if he wouldn't have turned his head the way he turned it, it would have hit him right here. And if it would have hit him right here, he'd have been gone. That'd have been it, right? So it had to be only the grace of God that made him turn his head like that. That's the only thing you can say, because they say it was a millisecond for him to turn his head the way he turned it, where that bullet nicked him on his ear. I mean, that's, hey, I guess if God ain't ready for you yet, he ain't ready. It's just that simple. But I want to get to this first video I want to play. Now, anytime the Secret Service come around, they supposed to, look at all the perimeter of the area. They supposed to watch the people that's coming in. There's been reports that everybody went through scanners and all of that. They had snipers on the roof, and kind of next to Trump. They had snipers, and the snipers actually caught dude and killed him, but that was after the fact, right? But I want to play this video of why I think somebody has something to do with this. Some people were compromised, because how did this even happen? There was an interview that was conducted by the BBC, which is a network out of the UK. And I want you to hear exactly what this man said about the shooter. And listen to this. If you have not seen this, real quick, let me get to it. Listen to this first video. Y'all tell me.
And watch and listen to the rally, right? We couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea, But we noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, and, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle.
A rifle.
We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? Like they didn't know what was going on. We're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see him. He's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for 2-3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling the police and the Secret Service?
We were telling the police. We were pointing at him for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
binoculars?
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? This is not a big place.
Okay, let me pause there. Let me get back on the screen. So as the guy clearly said that, and there was video of this guy too, but YouTube, I can't show certain things here. Now I can definitely show it on the app and do something there and show you everything. And if you're interested in that, I probably can do that. But the guy clearly was saying that, hey, the dude was coming up on the roof. He said, we see this dude coming up. They had reports of people were saying he's going up there with a rifle. What is he doing? Now, there was also a report that a police officer, you can go look it up, that a police officer actually went up on that roof before that dude started shooting because he was following up behind it. And when the police officer got up on the roof, dude turned gun at the police officer. And guess what the police officer did, ladies and gentlemen? He saw the gun and he climbed back down. Now, all this money, let's talk about that for a minute. All this money that they spend on police officers in this country, all this money, so much money they spend, billions of dollars, talking about law enforcement need money to protect society. They got to have money. And every single time, when it's time to get down, the police back off. Look at what happened at the school shooting in Uvalde. While that dude was just shooting up kids, they outside talking, not going in and doing anything. If you remember the Parkland shooting, when they had that cop outside while this dude's shooting up the place, he out there cowering and hiding. But they're so big and bad and brave when they want to mess with black people on a traffic stop. They're so big and bad when they want to go mess with George Floyd or any other black person. They big and bad then. They bad. They want to shoot us 40 times. But when it's time to really go shoot somebody 40 times, you running. Have y'all noticed that? You're running. That was the time for that police officer to be a hero and say, and then this is what his supervisor said. He climbed up there and he didn't have his firearm. What? Your firearm supposed to be on your side. You mean to tell me that if you saw that, you were supposed to hold on to that with one hand and pull out your gun and start shooting at this dude? That's what you're supposed to do. He could have stopped it from happening if he would have shot him. So this is how I feel. That cop who did that, he ran. Basically, he ran. What cop walk around without a gun? And if you was going to go up there and see if there was some sort of criminal going on, where's your firearm? Where is it at? But you always want to get at black people. That's my thing with the situation. Always messing with us. Time after time after time again, these criminals in their community, because I'm going there in this stream too. These criminals in their community, they all of a sudden don't know what to do. But when it comes to Pookie and Ray Ray, they know what to do. And this another thing. Stop letting them people tell you are the most violent people in America, that you commit the most crimes. I seen over the weekend, black people wanted to know who it was and what was going on. And come on, y'all. I seen y'all, and I'm just going to say, there's a lot of black people, when they find out who it was, they say, okay, good, long as it ain't us. The black people in America are breathing a sigh of relief. But it's always the same cast of characters doing the same thing. It is a profile. It is a young white male. But yet you don't label and profile them. Now you imagine if it was black males in their early 20s constantly doing things like this, they would have came up with 1,000 new laws based off of these black men, young black men. They'll be prosecuting any other black man even halfway look like he gonna do something. But this is a pattern that we're seeing, but yet these people got the nerves to say black people are the most violent? Please. Black people are not the most violent. Then they say that dude, he also had pipe bombs and things like that in his car and at his house. What brother running around with some pipe bombs anywhere? Whatever Pookie and Ray Ray got going on, Pookie and Ray Ray is not going to schools and doing anything to people. Pookie and Ray Ray is not going to the mall. Pookie and Ray Ray is not doing anything like that. Pookie and Ray Ray are only bad in their neighborhood. Maybe they do something at the nightclub or something or wherever they at, but they don't go do that. So don't you let these people say that we are the most violent. You tell them you got some nerve. When you look at your history and what you did to my community, and look at all the times that presidents have been assassinated, who did it? Was it Black Americans that did it? President Reagan, when he got shot, was it a Black American that did that? Don't you ever let them tell you you are the most violent. They're lying. They gaslight you. No. It's time to start speaking truth here. President Lincoln, he lost his life because if you remember that PBS report that we reported on the Black congregation, they was actually starting to get the 40 acres and a mule, or up to 40 acres, that's the report say, and a mule. The max you can get is 40 acres, but some Black people for a year after slavery start getting their land and a mule. And after Lincoln was assassinated, they had the vice president that he had was a rabid anti-Black racist. And they just had to solidify what Lincoln put in for us to get our land in Congress. Now, historically, all the Republicans wanted us and voted for us to have that land and to have our mule, but the Democrats and that anti-Black racist that was the vice president was against it too, and basically it could not get through. So that's why we did not get our 40 acres and a mule. This U.S. history that they really don't like to talk about. Yeah, John Wilkes Booth. Yeah, there you go. Now you talking about Andrew Johnson. Yeah. All right. So let's continue here. We fast forward to this situation. Now people say, well, now people gonna be more sympathetic toward Trump. Yeah, that's a given. I seen Black people say, you know what, I wasn't gonna vote for that dude. I said, but man, if they trying to take his life, man, it must be something I need to vote for then. They say, shoot. They say they don't want that dude in the White House because listen, these people try you in multiple ways, right? And we see the pattern. First, they try to, buy you off. That's what they try to do. They prefer to buy you off. If they can't buy you off, because they clearly couldn't buy him off, then they're gonna get you caught up on some cases. Hopefully get you put in jail, whatever. Well, they tried the cases. He kept knocking them down or slowing them down, whatever, because they tried everything they can to stop him from getting that White House. So after these cases are starting to either get knocked down, they're starting to get suppressed. His records case got dismissed, I think, yesterday? So now, they say, well, we can't get it, we can't buy him off, we can't get him on some cases. So you know what? Man, we're going for broke. We got to do what we got to do. Some of y'all were saying in that chat, well, this has nothing to do with us. The hell it do. You live in this country, don't you? If that guy would have been successful in taking that man's life, it would have been hell in this country. You don't really think that? It would have been hell in this country? I mean, he was spared, and God, I guess, wasn't ready for him yet. But it would have been so much hell in this country. And I'm telling y'all right now, you can clip it, whatever. I'm not fighting the Civil War. I'm not fighting it. My people fought one time for our freedom. And I'm not fighting your mess, because most of the stuff that y'all doing today has nothing to do with my people or freedom. So if y'all want to do that mess, do what you do. I'll take my family and get on out of here. I don't care what any of you say, period. I've been said that. I am not fighting for the comfort of other people. My people have fought in every war, every conflict, and what happened after we got done doing it? We come back still subjugated while they enjoying themselves better than what they were before we, as Black Americans, fought. Now, Democrat Shields probably go fight that war for them on the Democrat side, but I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. If it's something to defend Black people, count me in. Because let's call it what it is. If that dude would have been successful at what he was doing, They the one doing it. So they the one, if they want to get at each other, that's their business. I am not in it. But I already know they're going to drag us in it if we around them. I already know that. See, I made sure that all my children had their passports. I insisted on it. I said, no, you got to, no. I'm not resting until every last one of y'all get one. Because if something was to ever go down, I'm not fighting a war. I fight for black people, though. If it's to defend us, count me in. But to defend other groups, no. No. We done enough as Black America. We fought for every other group, and what did they do to us in the end? Brothers going to fight in World War I and come back and deal with the Red Summer. Like, really? Brothers and sisters fighting in World War II come back, getting put on trees in a military uniform. Brothers and sisters losing their life in Vietnam and coming back and being oppressed at home. Every single time we fight for these people, they don't appreciate it. They don't even like to look at us even as Americans. You know, it had a young white woman pointed something out about even, you know, some of our greatest people that should be representing America. They don't even like to speak on them. Like a Simone Biles or Sha'Carri Richardson or something like that. Just to give you an example. They don't want to put them as our brightest of America and give them all the accolades. No, they still want to suppress them so they can't have nothing, because in their mind, you're not an American in their mind unless you are Caucasian. So do you think I'm going to go fight to keep that order so they can keep oppressing my people? And y'all started it? That's the thing. My people didn't start anything. My people wasn't attempting to start anything. I am not here, and my people aren't here to go clean up their mess. Slavery is over. Clean up your own mess. You start it, you clean it. It's no different like with my children. When they do something wrong, they make a mess, I say, hey, clean your mess. I'm not doing it. Because usually when people have to clean their own mess, they think about what they're doing. But you somebody else come along and clean it up, it's not our job, just like the Democrats. Oh, we need to save America. No. Black people don't have to do nothing. We have done enough. We have built the greatest country on earth for y'all. And look what you did with it. You squandered it. You have brought it down to hell. You did it. It wasn't Black Americans. You. You're missing trillions of dollars. They have proven trillions of dollars a year you're missing due to your anti-Black policies. That you can have trillions more dollars a year if you wasn't so anti-Black. So I am not going to fight for somebody that don't appreciate it and don't honor what we did either. No. So don't come over here telling me nothing about what the Democrats are doing, and don't tell me about the Republicans either. I'm not getting in no fisticuffs or no gunplay with nobody. Y'all do that if you want to. Hey, family. Hey, come on. I done made relationships in other countries with people. I'm cool. I'm out. Not fighting your war. Now, other people say, oh, you need to stand and fight. I am not fighting for them. I'll fight for Black America, though. If it has something to do with us and protecting us, I'm down. Call me. I'm down. But I'm not fighting for them. Okay, you say you think it cost them $16 trillion? Maybe. Now, let's get to something else here. You got, and I'm only gonna refer to Black people, okay? My comments is only to us. Of course, anybody can watch. I don't get engaged with other people do, unless it involves us. But I'm seeing this narrative. There's some Black people running around here talking about it was staged. That's why earlier I said, oh, I guess we all Alex Jones now. That's what we doing. Let me play a clip of a ER physician who was there, and it's going to tell you exactly what he was treating at the rally. Well, Trump had got clipped on the ear. See, he was the lucky one. A couple other people wasn't. So let me go ahead and roll that.
I heard the shots. I thought it was firecrackers to begin with. Somebody over there was screaming, he's been shot, he's been shot. So I made my way over. I said, I'm an emergency department physician. Let me help you. The guy had spun around, was jammed between the benches. He had a headshot here. There was lots of blood, and he had brain matter there. And so I got him. There's a helicopter coming in to get him. So I got people there really helpful. I got him up on the bench. Shot that you saw? Then I did CPR, did chest compressions as well as I breathed for him.
One person.
I was the only one who did it.
We need to evacuate everybody.
All right, now the video that he's talking about, 'cause I couldn't play it on YouTube, I saw the video. They carried the dude out. You see blood, you see all that coming out, bruh, right? And y'all mentioned Amanda Seals, goofy behind. Yeah, I saw what she said. It's like your head is so far up the Democrats' butt that you can't see the daylight. You can't see it. That happened. That dude lost his life. I also saw the picture of that dude too. Yeah, they got him. Oh, they got him. He gone. But even though Trump, he said at first that he wasn't gonna go to the Republican convention, he's gonna hold it back a few days. He said, nah, he gonna go. So as you know, y'all mentioning his vice president, he picked J.D. Vance. I think the dude, 39 years old. He got a wife, kids, things like that. So that's that. So now he is the official nominee for the party. But also in the title, as I have down here, and we're saying that has America descended into a third world country. Now some people didn't like I made that statement, but let's hear me out. A third world country, and it is what it is. You got first world country, second world, and you got third world. It is what it is. In third world countries, these type of things happen. Political leaders are assassinated. Prime example, look at Mexico. If a mayor, any kind of government official over there want to do right by the Mexican people, the same thing happens to them over there. You understand what I'm saying? In third world countries, things like Hurricane Beryl and not getting the lights back as they should, that's the kind of things that happen, right? Because they don't have the resources to make that happen. In third world countries, they don't have any kind of sense of order. Morality is not where it needs to be. A lot of times it's chaos going on. Isn't it happening in America? Look at America. America has become a cesspool of wickedness, a cesspool of sin, unrighteousness, and a den of devils. And then the part that get on my last nerves is that my people, Black Americans, are siding with people who they know good and well we wasn't raised to have that kind of ideology. Wasn't raised that way at all as a people. That's not how we got down for hundreds of years in this country. And you running around here agreeing with the unaliving of children. You're running around here agreeing that it should be normal for the men of your community to be wearing dresses. It's normal to you that women are masculine now. Whoredom is propped up. I mean, what kind of morality are we looking at here when we are supposed to be the people that are the most moral? Our people have turned so far away from God, and you've turned to your other God, Democrat. That's your God now. You will fight for your God to the end. Look how angry you get about that. Look, you get really angry about anybody that's gonna not worship your God. You turn against your own family. You turn against friends because they don't worship your God. Many of you is up here celebrating that I saw online are lamenting that this guy that shot at Trump didn't complete that mission. And I was quite shocked to see Black people doing that. It's amazing to me, those same Black people support a candidate who called us the N-word several times on video, a candidate that said that they didn't want to integrate their children into a racial jungle, a candidate that instituted and helped push the 1994 crime bill that caused mass incarceration in our black community. That's the candidate black people support, but they have a hatred for the other candidate, and he didn't put any laws on the books to mass incarcerate us or anything. That's what I don't understand. So I know that it's a worship for you at this point, because that's why I say you can't see daylight because your head's so far up the Democrat butt. You can't see it. You have literally become deranged, unhinged, some of you, unhinged. Like that woman that called the show, unhinged. And when I told her, ma'am, you're lying, I don't care about lying. You don't care about lying. You don't care about being a good person. You just don't care about that because it's about your God at this point. You used to say it used to be white Jesus, but now you done threw white Jesus away and just went for Democrat. And I'm like, man, I'd rather you go back to white Jesus, be honest with you, than the God you got now. Riboflavin say cultism. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's cultism. You're right. It is cultism. It is a cultism. And look at this person says, Larry, then moved to Africa. Well, I guess that's another Elmer's glue sniffer in the chat. I'm going to educate you just for free this time. Africa is a continent. How do you move to a continent? A continent is made up of several countries. Each country has its own laws that you must follow to become a citizen or permanent resident of that said country. That's like you telling me move to Europe. Where exactly in Europe do I need to move? That's like you telling me move to Asia. Where exactly do I need to move in Asia? It's like telling me move to South America. Where exactly in South America should I be moving to? And are you going to provide any resource for me to do that and for me and my family? Are you going to do that? Or you have some sort of a plug with the immigration or home affairs in those said place, but you don't have that because you said Africa. And it's not one country, it is a freaking continent. But it lets me know you're a product of the public school system that didn't teach you anything. I know it's not your fault. It's not your fault that you didn't learn anything, but we are in the information age now. So you have to take more responsibility to know what a continent is versus a actual individual country and that said country and their particular laws. And some of you, ooh, Lord. Just like some people don't know this, you want to freak them out also, ladies and gentlemen. Don't start talking about race, ethnicity, and nationality. Oh God, that's really twist their mind up. So if you're gonna tell me move to a continent, tell me exactly where and how I'm going to do that. And are you going to chip in some money so I can do that? Because since it's your idea, I'll take your idea, but you need to facilitate that in funding. Because that's going to cost me some money. I got to go find a place to stay. I got to go make sure my paperwork is good. I got to make sure a whole lot of things happen if I'm going to move. So since it's your idea, you facilitate it. If it's my idea, I'm going to facilitate it. And if I am facilitating it or not, I'll never tell you. I will never tell you. That would be dumb. Or you just came in from your walk. Paul, I was going to get it. Paul, look, I was so thrown off, Paul, from last week, Paul, because I'm so used to getting up at 4:30 a.m., going to the gym, doing my thing, Paul. And that hurricane threw my whole schedule off. It threw my eating patterns off. Because I couldn't have my normal food. I had to kind of just eat what was around. And oh man, bruh. So I was like, okay, I tried to get up this morning, but some of that food I ate caught up with me. And oh man, I said, okay. Now that's over with. I said, now I'm back on my regular scheduled program. And I ate what I normally ate today. I say 4:30 tomorrow morning, I will be in the gym. I will be there. Fair and square, 4:30 a.m. I made sure to get all my videos done because I had from videos from last week, I had to shoot about between 2 channels, 24 videos I had to shoot. Then I had to have my meeting I had to have today, Paul. Then I had to, make I'm gonna have to do 2 podcasts a day to catch up from last week. So yeah, man, I get it, bro. I get it. I don't know what that means about nobody has a massa around here. It's your voting rights. And if you want to say that aspect about a massa with anybody, I guess, that's that color is your massa, I guess. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Ain't nobody is forcing nobody to vote. And if you choose to vote whatever candidate, that's your business. That's you. But if you're gonna live in this country, vote policy is gonna work for you. There are certain policies that work for me that may not work for you. Like for instance, I'm very concerned about policies locally when it comes to permitting, about giving permits. Oh, I didn't get to see the bad side of permits, right? So when it comes to local elections, I want candidates who are lax regulations or hardly no regulations. Because listen, I talked to a business owner that he's trying to open up his spot and he's a year into it, a black business owner, and still need a permit. They're working on permits still. And then he's still having to pay for that spot that he's at because of, you know what I'm saying? And so that's local elections, right? Now, on the national level, certain policies work better for me. Like I live in Texas. You're doggone right I want an immigration policy that's gonna stop all these people from flooding the state I'm in. Because you know what happens to black Americans in this state? Then people come up to Dallas, where black people are at. They come up to Houston, in the Houston surrounding areas where black people are living. And they're coming to try to get these jobs. And I'm talking about these construction jobs and jobs that are welding jobs and all kinds of jobs. And they undercut to get these jobs. And black American men in particular are harmed in that way. So you're doggone right. I want an immigration policy that's not going to have these people flooding the state of Texas or anywhere else in the United States of America. Biden, based off of what he's done in 4 years, he's pro-immigration. He don't care if black men don't have jobs. He don't care. He's going to paper up the migrant and making sure the migrant is good while black Americans are struggling or being thrown on the street and being homeless. It ain't no way that me as a black American can support open borders. I can't do that. I done had interviewed Sister Carter Trust from Chicago, but twice already, one on the podcast channel and one here. And she was a hardcore Democrat. She helped Brandon Johnson, stoned for Brandon Johnson, gave money to Brandon Johnson to get him in office. So how you have a woman like that was a hardcore Democrat and seeing what happened with the migrants and all of that, and she just completely flipped on the other side, and she now is against all that and against Brandon Johnson. You know, you having a lot of black people that's been Democrats all their life turning away from the Democrat Party. And nobody's studying that. Nobody want to say, wait a minute, hold on, why are these black people all of a sudden talking about Trump? I keep saying that. Nobody wants to look into that. Why 4 years ago, the same black people couldn't stand Trump's behind? Now all of a sudden, those same black people talking about where Trump at? Democrats don't discuss that. They don't. They literally ran off their base by not doing nothing for black people. And these Democrats are so desperate because they know they're going to lose this election. They know it. They're so desperate that this stuff, in my opinion, I believe it was compromising going on and an inside job. I believe it. My opinion. I believe it was an inside job. Because there's no way that if you're doing it, a person talked about it in the chat earlier, when a president or presidential candidate something show up, they show up a week earlier to do an assessment of all the dangers. In that same rooftop where that dude was at, I know good and well they say, hey, that's not a place they need to be. So yes, investigations need to happen and heads need to roll. Because to me, that was intentional. And I truly believe, based at this point, I don't think they need to do no more outdoor rallies. And I'm talking about if it's Biden or Trump. I don't think they need to do no more outdoor rallies. I think they need to do, like maybe stadiums and things like that. They need to be at every door and every exit and every vantage point. I believe drones need to be circling places, seeing these people. I say this, where was the drones at? Because drones monitor everything. A drone would have caught that dude on top of that roof. So where was the drone at? Because they got drones. So where was it? Why the drones wasn't circling around watching? I just got questions. How that dude get up on that roof and nobody, people did see him, but how come they didn't see him and engage him? How did he sneak in and they didn't see that? How far the perimeter was of their security? I'm just saying, I just got questions. It just doesn't make sense to me. That's why I'm just saying, in my opinion, I just believe it's an inside job. What you say they wanted a woman to look bad? What are y'all talking about? Well, there was a picture of a Secret Service lady, and it showed, God, what that, oh man, I wish I had that picture. Speaking about picture. Hold on, I gotta talk about a picture real quick. Where is that picture? Here we go. Let's talk about this picture real quick. God, I forgot about this picture. So I had posted on X. I said, man, right after Trump, this happened to Trump. I was like, man, Trump took that like a G, man. And he stood up still and raised his fist up and he said, fight, and USA. And I'm like, man, bro, I said, I got to respect that. I said, that's the only thing I can do. You know what I'm saying? Is respect it. Because how many people get clipped with a bullet and go still do that? So, you had some of them on X. Oh my God, they just coming out. They're selling out. I can't believe this page would say that. I'm like, I told this one person, if that happened to you and you did the same thing, I would have the same response, actually. Same response. Now, on the global stage, because y'all don't think about global politics, on the global stage, America looks real bad right now. And on the global stage, Trump looked real good and he looks like he's strong. Because say, bro, this dude got shot and he's still doing this? Yeah, America looking real bad right now on the global stage. Because the first thing I do when I go see something like this, I'm immediately going to the international news channels and want to see what everybody's saying. And of course, everybody's condemning the political violence in America, of course. But I'm like, man, I said, America is not looking good right now. So America, you know what you can do to change your image? I'm gonna help you. Go ahead on and pay reparations in the form of cash payments, and that would change your image. Because right now, you looking foul for the whole world right now. You looking like you can't even handle your own elections. You're doing political violence. And there's so many videos that's come out. Well, I didn't realize the things that Democrats have been saying. And do y'all know that Biden, I didn't know this 5 days ago, said that, they need to put a bullseye on Trump. And now he's up there disavowing kind of what he said. And then after the 5 days that he said put a bullseye, somebody actually did it. You say Babylon falling? You say if you get nicked on the barbershop, man, bro, getting nicked versus a bullet nicking you. My thing is, when Trump got in the car, what was in his mind? After the adrenaline, you get calmed down with the adrenaline. Do you think what was in his mind after that? Like, man, like what's going on? Like these people trying to kill me. Like, man, they really don't want me in the White House. Now, I hope Trump come out and just rail on that and say, see, y'all see what I'm trying to do? They trying to look at him. They trying to kill me out here. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, he should just ride down on that. And I think personally, I said Trump probably gonna come out eventually. You remember how Tupac was after he had got shot at that time, and how Tupac was just like, man, Trump getting in that White House. I'm gonna keep repeating it. Alvin Bragg, Letitia James, Fonnie Willis. If Trump gets elected, go on and just have you another place to stay for about 4 years. I wouldn't want to be you. I just wouldn't want to be you. And that's why the Democrat Party put y'all up to it, because they had a lot of white prosecutors that could have done those cases that y'all was doing, and they let y'all do it. Alvin Bragg, the previous DA, didn't want to bring that case on Trump. But Alvin Bragg, I'll do it. You know the crash dummies for the Democrat Party, some black people. I'll do it, Democrats. And then this dude get in the White House. He already said he coming after people. He already said it. So now you a crash dummy. I don't know. Like I said, I've read the 48 Laws of Power. There's certain things I'm gonna do and certain things I'm not gonna do. If you read the 48 Laws of Power, you know what I'm talking about. You say Moses, he got gangster cred now. Hey man, I seen a funny comedian talking about that. He's talking about, man, I'm gonna vote for Trump. Now I said Trump got ops shooting at him, and it was so funny. He said it was so funny. This comedian was just talking about Trump and all that. He said that his grandmother that never would vote for a Republican. He said, my grandmother saw that and said my grandmother's not gonna vote for Trump. And there's a black comedian saying that. He said, my grandma said after she saw him almost get shot, said he knows it's something right he doing because they trying to take his life. So there you go. All right, that's Great Black Shark. Shout out to Great Black Shark. Yeah. Darren Spell. Yeah, they have made him a living martyr now. They did it. But see, they were cheating from the beginning. They threw all them cases at that dude and thought them cases were gonna get him. And now if they try to attempt to do something again to him, like, bro, then it's gonna get crazy. It's gonna get chaos in here. So they need to go ahead and get the inauguration ready for Trump. Go ahead and get it ready, because the dude gonna win. Ain't nothing Biden can say at this point. Now, they said that before all that happened, Trump asked for more security from Biden, and Biden turned him down. That's also foul. That's also suspect. That Trump asked for more security and Biden didn't want to give it to him. But Biden said he was going to bring the country together, remember? He was going to bring the country together and the soul of America. You remember that? Who else asked for security? And he said no. Robert Kennedy Jr. asked for security. He said no. So you want to leave these men open like that so somebody can do something? Biden is not a good character. Hold on, you said there's a book called White Too Long by Robert P. Jones. Okay, maybe I'll look that up on Amazon or something. Okay, I'll look that up. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, hope y'all was good last week. Like I said, I hope y'all was good. It was very frustrating last week because I was so used to doing this stream at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I appreciate all the messages I got. It was saying, man, where the streams at, man? I was like, we missed the streams. And, you know, so like I said, we back. So I'm going to keep looking at this story. In between here and the podcast, we're going to just keep probably updating the things. And we're going to keep looking, you know, what's going on. So, yeah, there's something interesting that we need to talk about. Also, I was sent some videos. It's like, oh my God. Not a nice video from this Congolese person. It was kind of quite eye-opening what they were saying. So we got to talk about delineation too. That topic ain't going nowhere no time soon. No time soon. But thank y'all for joining us on the stream. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure you download the African Diaspora News Channel app in the Google Play and Apple App Store. Thank you for everybody who became a member. Thank you for those of you who has continued to be members. Also, on the Ethiopia trip, there's about 13 spots left. I think 13 spots left. So make sure you get your spot today. Make sure you go to African Diaspora News Channel. AfricanDiasporaNews.org/Ethiopia. So you can look at the itinerary, you can pay your deposit. You're only paying your deposit to secure your spot. So it's 13 spots left now. So we trucking along. So don't be emailing me, telling me after it's all sold out, when the next trip. I never know when the next trip is. I don't even know if it's gonna be a next trip. I always say that because I don't even know. Because I got other things going on I'm doing, and it takes time out of my week to do different things like that. So get on them while we can. Because like I said, I don't run a travel agency. we run a media platform. So thank y'all for listening, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll see you on the next one, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time.